Hi, from Magic Kingdom. So we came to Magic Kingdom to go to Tom Sawyer Island, and we brought a picnic basket. Brennan dressed up, but there is inclement weather in the area. It is thunderstorming in every direction. We just saw lightning, there's thunder. Can we go to Tom Sawyer Island today? I don't know, but we are going to have a picnic.
But if we come back, I am repeating this outfit
Okay.
in advance, just so you know.
I have a different shirt. Oh, there was just lightning again. Tom Sawyer Island closes in 2 hours, so we have that time maybe to be able to go, but it also has a larger radius that it would reopen compared to other outdoor rides. I spent so much effort making this cute little picnic basket, and Brennan has her little outfit, so we're gonna make this work. I did want to play a bunch of games today, which we aren't gonna have time to do regardless of if the island is open or not, but we are doing a picnic. I just saw some lightning behind the castle, but it does seem like the weather's moving this way, at least. I don't know what the reopening protocol is for Tom Sawyer Island, but it looks optimistic. I hope we'll have to head into the park and just see what we can do. We're going to eat somewhere. Also, I didn't even get stopped by security with this, so that's cool. It was torrentially downpouring, so at least the rain stopped. Assuming that we are able to come back, maybe I will bring another picnic with us. So I guess we're gonna head over to Frontierland just to see what it looks like over there. Maybe just wait for the rides to reopen, which again, there's a wider radius for Tom Sawyer Island, specifically once the rides do reopen. So we made it to Frontierland and the rides are running. We can hear screams, hooray!
We can hear screams, hooray!
But the Liberty Square Riverboat is not here.
So I'm wondering if it dispatched already.
Yeah, it might have. It might be taking because they have to cycle rides before they reopen from an inclement weather downtime. So we might just wait for the riverboat to come back and just do that. We still have 2 hours to do Tom Sawyer Island if they do reopen though. So we were going to do this, but it looks like Tom Sawyer Island just reopened. So what I meant about the radius of Tom Sawyer Island, just due to the fact that it's an island, it takes longer to get people off of it once there is inclement weather. So whatever the distance of closure for other outdoor attractions in Magic Kingdom, I'm pretty sure that it's a wider radius for Tom Sawyer Island. Of course, I don't know anything about nothing, so I could totally be wrong. But here we are, going to Tom Sawyer Island to have a picnic, something that I've wanted to do for so long. And we just barely made it onto the raft. I'm gonna miss this just so much, man. And we've made it to the island. I did not know if we were going to make it, and we did. So we have about 2 hours until the island closes. This is so heavy, I'd like to just eat everything in here right now. And again, I hope that we're going to be coming back again. So we're going to go to, I think, Aunt Polly's.
Yeah.
Because it rained. Normally I would want to go to the picnic tables, but because it did rain, it might be better to go over to the the covered seating.
Well, and we can watch the riverboat go by over there. I was looking at the map and then I saw Roy's shirt and it was inverted, and I thought you bought the Disney World shirt, but I realized it's the Disneyland shirt, which they are inverted. Ta-da!
I wish I could get this as a shirt. I only saw this as an option. I'm gonna miss this place. I'm gonna say that so many times. I wonder if the caves are open or Fort Langhorne this time. There's the riverboat right there, which closes later. So they did extend the hours of Tom Sawyer Island and the riverboat in the final couple weeks that they're open. Tom Sawyer Island closes at 7:30 and then the riverboat closes at 8 o'clock, which I think is very generous. Normally Tom Sawyer Island would close at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So this is Aunt Polly's, which hasn't been open in a long time, and this is where we're going to sit to have our picnic.
So I'm gonna have Roy open up this picnic basket because he perfectly curated it for us because he is such a thoughtful man.
I bought this basket. I looked through so many baskets, and this was the one that I wanted. So I made us some sandwiches. These are chicken salad sandwiches. We have some potato salad. We have some chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Don't know how well that one's surviving.
We have some chips and some French onion dip.
Yum.
We have some watermelon. And then we have raspberries and blackberries. We have a couple pickles.
If you watched the last video where we all went to Magic Kingdom with our friends, the kids got giant pickles and I was so jealous of them.
I got an apple pie, and then I got a couple different sweet teas. And that is going to be our picnic at Tom Sawyer Island together. I'm so excited for this. I have been just so determined to do this, and we did it.
Yay! We're gonna have a picnic on Tom Sawyer Island.
We are. The riverboat's pulling away now. So what I did not bring are utensils. I to grab utensils on the way over here, but then the island being closed threw me off a little bit, which is probably fine because we're mostly just in it for like the desserts, so we could just kind of have this once we get back.
We can have a potato salad.
We'll make it work. We can do it.
Scoop it. Is that okay?
We'll just scoop it like Tom Sawyer did.
Yeah.
And Huckleberry Finn.
Scoop.
There's the riverboat coming around the corner. I'm glad that we did not go for the picnic tables because it is pouring down rain again. This is probably one of the, maybe the last time that I'll ever see the Liberty Belle going by from Tom Sawyer Island on a mansion. So there was a huge crack of lightning, but the riverboat dispatched and we weren't told to get off of the island, so I'm imagining that that's good, even though it did start to rain a little bit harder. We were the only people over here, and it is very busy now. This is Aunt Polly's, which I think I've eaten at one other time. It was a very, very rare window that I was able to eat here, but it was one of the best meals that I've ever had at Magic Kingdom. You didn't eat with me, did you?
No.
So it stopped raining. We are going to go over here to the Barrel Bridge. So I'm pretty sure that Fort Langhorne is closed right now, which is a bummer, but maybe we can do some of the caves. Walking on the slanted pathway. There's nobody on the Barrel Bridge. So we actually encountered a cast member. The island is closed for weather, so we are going back the way that we came to the front of the island. Brennan's going over here to the mill. Man, that stinks. The alternative is that we wouldn't have been able to come here at all, I guess. Just as a bit of a silver lining. And we're still planning to go back. I hope. The weather's been really inconsistent recently. We still want to do the riverboat, so hopefully we can do that. We came over here really quickly. I think we're going to try to go through the cave before we have to leave the island. Looks like this windmill is still closed. It is really humid in here. Whew. See, all the details I'm just going to miss. Stuff that I wish that I paid attention to. All of the water features. I don't know, this island is just an exploratory work of art. But we do need to leave before we get in trouble. So the island was closed, apparently, and now it's open again. So I'll take it. So we still probably won't be able to go to Fort Langhorne, I don't think, but maybe we could do the other cave. We could go down here to this boat launch, across from Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I've played checkers over here. There's the little crooked bridge. This is stuff that I've just never really paid too much attention to. There's all of the details up here. So let's see if the other cave is open. Yay, the cave is open. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is the scary cave.
Some stank in here too.
I love this cave. It's so spooky. Then the reveal around the corner. Isn't that cool? I'm trying to take pictures whenever we can because we might not have that opportunity again. There's definitely nobody else in here with us right now, which I don't think that we're going to have that opportunity ever again. Usually you can hear people around the cave entering or leaving, and we are completely by ourselves. There's so many places to hide in here, and that's what I love.
Kelly and I did hide in here, remember?
Yeah. So Jorge and I, and then you and Kelly, did a little hide and seek adventure here. One day we hid over by the playground, and then Kelly, hid in here. Right we are. Ow! I just hit something hard running out of the cave. I hit my head on the rock. So now we're about to encounter the bottomless pit that is currently flooded. Again, I really hope that we're going to be coming back here again, so this won't be the last time that we do the caves. This cave used to scare me so much, in a rational fear. The exit is just a bunch of different misdirects too. I think they're almost down. I hope so. I'm getting scared. So we just came out of the cave, and we're gonna go over here to the island. So we're gonna come over here to see if we can go to the other island, the Langhorne, which I think is still closed. I think somebody just dropped the room for it. But look at this. There is a Tom Sawyer Island raft over here.
Who are those people? How do I do that?
This might be the most random, weird thing I've ever seen. Just the Tom Sawyer Island raft. on this side of Dumpster Island. I see somebody came over here and just dropped this down. So we'll be back. We'll be able to go back to Fort Langhorne, I hope, when we come back again in a few days. So there's a challenge that I love doing, probably more than most theme park challenges that I do, where I take pictures around theme parks, and then I print out those pictures, and then I try to get Brennan to find them. And I always wanted to come over here. I wanted to do it at Magic Kingdom on Tom Sawyer Island and take a very, very niche picture of her to find. So we're going to try to take our pictures over here on the Barrel Bridge. So I took some pictures for Brennan, and she's going to take some for me. Hi.
Hi.
There's finally nobody else over here. We've been waiting for there to be nobody over here. Oh, because I have this mic, you can hear me over there. Hello.
Hi. I didn't know where you wanted the picture. Oh my
Somewhere
God,
over here.
I'm slipping. It's definitely pretty slippery, so I keep slipping all over the place. Maybe I didn't wear the best shoes today.
I'm glad that we're getting to do this like so late too.
And we got our solo barrel bridge trip.
See, there are people going over to the fort, but I don't think we were supposed to. That's where we had our picnic, which I'm glad that we did because it poured down rain. Oh no, they're sold out.
Is that a thumbnail?
No. So we have about 15 minutes until the island closes, so we are going to try to make the most of it and go up the hill. We took some pictures over here by the Tom and Becky fence and Huckleberry Finn. And now we're going to go up here. This is the Hickory Switch Hill. The water for the mill has not worked in a while. There's Aunt Polly's. Here are the picnic tables that we could have eaten at. And I'd like to come back one more time, maybe have a little picnic over here, if we can, if the weather holds up, and we're able to come back to Magic Kingdom. It's probably smart to not eat here, because
Got eaten up by mosquitoes.
These steps go down to the Barrel Bridge, and then there's the windmill, so we'll go down there in just a minute. Over here, the stairs to take to go down to Fort Langhorne, which again, we will be back. We will go to Fort Langhorne, weather permitting, hopefully in a few days. This is the playground up here. So what I want to do, I do want to go ask a cast member if Fort Langhorne is supposed to be open, because if it is, then we can run through the escape tunnel one more time. One thing that I can say is that if we do get to come back, which I hope that we do, we've had a really good time today, and it's probably been because of the weather that we have had such a good time. So if we do come back, it'll be busy. So we asked, and Fort Langhorne is supposed to be closed. So we're on the raft back now. Maybe the fort was supposed to be open, I'm not sure now. All right, but we made it back to the dock, and now let's go get some utensils for our apple pie and ice cream, which is probably melted. What I'm guessing is that somebody took the rope down prematurely, but then they were probably going to be opening it up anyway, which is why they didn't send people back from Fort Langhorne. I don't know. So they just closed the rope over here for Tom Sawyer Island, so the island's closed anyway, so no, it doesn't matter at all, but these people are probably just going to go over and then come back, I guess. I actually don't really know how that works. Do they get to go around the island for a little bit and then have to come back? So quick stop into Pecosville to get some forks and knives. There goes the ferry boat. Plasticware acquired and ice for hydration. So there should be one more Liberty Belle Riverboat launch. Hello.
Yay,
some water.
Thank you.
Let's go eat some pie. It's 7:30 right now, and Tom Sawyer Island closed, and then the boat runs until 8 o'clock, so I'm presuming that we can get one more boat launch out of it. This is probably going to be sad. This will be the final time that we ride the river boat, assuming that we can actually do it, which I think that we can. Something that I do doubt, the more that I think about it, I don't think that they're going to have walls for this, at least for a while. Probably they'll just silently close the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island. They might drain the water, but as far as like obscuring the view or preventing access to a land, they don't really need to do that. So here we are doing the riverboat one final time before it closes. Here comes the riverboat. There's still people on Tom Sawyer Island. She is just so beautiful. The riverboat too. So what we're going to try to do is Vernon's going to get on first and then maybe run over here and I'll get a picture of her on the riverboat. All right, got a picture of Brennan, and I'm getting onto the riverboat for the very final time. I was a little nervous that I might not make it on, but I did. Yay! So we're heading down to the bottom level and then working our way back up. This is an actual steam engine, you can hear me, which is incredibly cool. It is operated by a cast member. There's the paddle wheel back there, and this is the other side of it. This is awesome.
Last call, secure all cargo. All passengers aboard. Cargo secured. All passengers boarded, sir.
This is really cool. Alright, now we're starting to move. this is the front of the bottommost level,
Give me a depth reading by the mark.
the Liberty Square Riverboat. Isn't this cool? So I'm coming out to the bow. Right now, Tom Sawyer Island is definitely closed. We are starting our journey around the rivers of America at dusk. So we are going to head up to the next level now. We're just going next to the boardwalk.
Sam knows this river like his own backyard.
I'm going to miss this so much. So do you want to go up this way or this way? Okay. So we stopped for a second. That's interesting.
I've never seen this thing stop.
Sometimes this can stop, I think, because of the rafts. All right, we're starting to move again. The rafts, I guess you could stay on the island for a little bit longer after closing. This is where I have to run back and forth and try to see if I can see the view from both sides. Just the honest my adventure. Is everyone getting onto a raft down there? On the raft launch. This is like the best time to ride this. And then back over here is the other raft from Frontierland for Tom Sawyer Island and Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is sad that I never get to see. I got to see it plenty of times, but to see the train going by while riding the riverboat or being on Tom Sawyer Island, that was a magical thing. So now we're gonna go up one more level for the view up there. This is just gorgeous right now with the sunset back there. And now I'm back over on the other side because there's the bridge right before Langhorne. I'm just going to miss this so much. There's the bridge. You can hear me right now because of these smokestacks. One last look at Fort Langhorne from the Liberty Square Riverboat. And then back on the other side. Big Thunder Mountain. Getting a full track replacement. And this is all going to be villains in my hand. And the new Cars attraction. There's some details I really don't think that I ever really appreciated as much as I could have. There used to be smoke coming from this little cabin over here. You can see a Big Thunder Mountain train right there. Didn't even notice that. I don't know if you're going to still be able to see this village over here, because the train still will be running. It just won't be stopping in Frontierland. Details that I didn't pay that much attention to. We turn the corner and there's Fort Langhorne. We're passing by Fort Langhorne again. I'm going to miss this place so much. There's the escape tunnel for Fort Langhorne. And we will be back. I hope. There's the red roost. One of them. We're almost done. We've almost completed our last trip. On the riverboat. Oh, Brennan's hugging me right now. This is sad. Here's on a mansion over on this side. Never going to have this view again. On the riverboat. The old Mike Fink keelboat launch over here. Got all of its steam. One last look. That's where we had our picnic down there by Aunt Polly's. And we will be back to Tom Sawyer Island. I've never actually been in here before. This is cool. This leads up to the captain's quarters up there. is so awesome. There's Brennan in the reflection. That's where that goes, up there. All right, Brennan, I think it's time for us to go. Goodbye, Liberty Square, Riverboat.
Bye.
India. There's also this area in here that I've walked through very briefly. All right, I think we actually probably do need to go. This was memorable though, this was great. Here we go. Getting off of the riverboat one last time. We got our picture taken by a cast member over here with the boat behind us. This is also the last time that we'll be just exiting.
I think we were the last one.
We were on the very final riverboat of the evening, which is now closing in about a week, which is sad. That was pretty good closure, I think, with the Liberty Belle Riverboat, because if we had come today when we did, and we just did Tom Sawyer Island, we probably would have missed out on doing this. We got to do it one more time. We're still going to go back for Tom Sawyer Island.
Like, the riverboat has always just been one of those things where it's like, if I'm having like a hot or overwhelming day and I just need to like get away, I've always just enjoyed like sitting in the back and just kind of like
that's what this entire area is. Tom Sawyer Island, the Rivers of America, the riverboat.
I'm
That's
very
what it was.
sad about the riverboat.
But we did get to have a picnic on Tom Sawyer Island.
It was so great. That's going to be one of my favorite memories.
I was telling Brennan, like, this reminds me of when we did it both Space Mountains in one day, just like how
Yeah,
happy
he said that was like up here for him.
I felt doing this. I've been wanting to do this for so long, and we did it. And we're actually leaving Magic Kingdom before it gets dark. Our picnic basket has been so popular. We've been getting so many compliments about it. This is not the easiest thing to bring into Magic Kingdom, but we committed to it. Look at how beautiful Main Street looks. Right now, this is my favorite time of day, before it gets dark, just right before it gets dark. I am very curious what they're going to do for just closing day of the riverboat and Tom Sawyer Island. Are they going to distribute wristbands like they did for Muppet Vision? They might do that for the riverboat, maybe not Tom Sawyer Island, but I'm glad that we are beating the crowd back to the parking lot to go home. All right, we headed back to the TTC. That was a really fun trip that almost didn't happen. So that was our trip to Magic Kingdom, specifically to have a picnic on Tom Sawyer Island, something that I've been wanting to do for so long, and we did it.
Thank you again for putting this together for us. It was really sweet.
I don't know why I've just always loved eating food on Tom Sawyer Island, and it's just always been like that special place for me to be able to go and do that. So this was just like the grand finale of that. And
now we have our own picnic basket to have for ourselves.
Yeah, we are absolutely going to be using this. We also got to ride the riverboat one final time at dusk, which was beautiful. We didn't really hear the narration from where we were, but I'm okay with that. It was more just about the ambiance of the experience and getting to ride it at night, and it was just so... We got so lucky with the weather too, because it was just torrentially downpouring. We almost turned around and didn't do this because of how hard it was raining, how convinced I was that it was going to be closed. We weren't going to be able to do anything, but we did it. And we'll be back to maybe do some fun stuff on Tom Sawyer Island one more time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.